Yesterday's news that Osama bin Laden had been killed in a firefight initially sent US shares up and reversed gains in oil prices by as much as 3%. However, later on in the day, investors realised that the killing of Osama bin Laden would have little to quell both geographical risk and political risk, and this meant that the gains in shares were reversed and oil prices once again increased. Overnight, the New Zealand dollar traded as high as 81.22 against the US dollar. However, since that time, it has once again reversed and come back to around 80 and 50 cents. Also overnight, the euro was one of the big movers and hit a high of $1.49 against the US dollar. However, once again, this was reversed and is currently trading around 148.50 against the US dollar. The focus in New Zealand this week will be our unemployment data for the first quarter of this year. Our current unemployment rate sits around 6.8%, and we do expect this number will lower over the first quarter of this year. It's important to note that Statistics New Zealand was unable to take a full reading of the Canterbury area. This is due to obviously the earthquake there. However, when we look to the wider economy, we do see that the New Zealand economy is starting to improve and the employment data is starting to increase. So we're expecting that unemployment rate will drop to around 6.7%. Offshore, the focus today will be the Reserve Bank of Australia official cash rate announcement. The RBA official cash rate currently sits around 4.75%, and we're expecting no change out of today. This is despite higher inflation data showing up over the first quarter for Australia. World prices for New Zealand's commodity exports hit new highs last month. However, our very high New Zealand dollar currently is absorbing much of this gain. Currently, our commodity exports sit around 25% higher than they did last year in terms of prices. However, the New Zealand dollar is being very well supported. The reason for such support is the high interest rate differential that we have against the US dollar. Currently in the US, their interest rate is between 0 and 0.25%. We're back here, as we know, our official cash rate is at 2.5%. With high export prices and this high interest rate differential, it is likely that the New Zealand dollar will continue to be very well supported. Our latest forecast sees the New Zealand dollar potentially hitting as high as 85 cents against the US dollar in the next few months.